#1 live show in the world, West Coast Pop Log Podcast. Coming to you from Pig Studios in Compton, California. Featuring radio personality Super Steve Flores, comedian extraordinaire, that dude Johnny C, and Mr. I'll Do Anything for a Buck, Mario 81. So throw your dubs in the air and let's get ready to pop love.
Johnny's uber excited right
now.
Getting fired up.
I think it's that fresh haircut he got.
Oh, shit.
That fresh cut.
It's buried under here.
So fresh.
So fresh and so clean.
I can still tell the difference. So I even like it like under your hat where their fade's fucking fresh. That
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
That makes wearing the hat like even better.
It does. It does. I love a good haircut, bro. When you go and get like that fresh cut, I have mine for Thursday of next week.
Ooh. And then today when I went, there was nobody else there. So, you get the fucking good ass hair. Like the extra good haircut when there's nobody there. Like, he's doing stuff, and I was like, why don't you do this every time?
No one's here.
Yeah, like little fancy shit where he's getting in there. And I was like, this is a way better haircut. Like, than when you're just trying to get me in and out of here because there's 4 other dudes waiting.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys as barbers. I mean, do they go all the way with like the hot towels, straight razor?
Razor.
You get the little massage with the like.
guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbers, man.
Barber.
Fucking great.
What's the proper time between haircuts?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. If I had
Every week.
it would be 10 days. Because not even every week, because there's a few days afterwards where I don't even like it yet. Like the first couple days, it has to like.
You have to grow into it.
Yeah. Then it's like cool. So there's probably only 5 days that I actually like where I'm like, oh shit, this shit is banging.
I'm going to take a picture of it right here because it looks dope.
Right. And then after that, like my neck will start growing in, and I don't have a chick to shave my fucking neck, so my neck start growing, my face.
Every 10 days, that's baller status.
Yeah, I mean, that's if it works out to 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, but preferably 10 days.
That's what I do too, unless I have an event. And then I'll call in for the cleanup.
Sure.
Got to get the cleanup. You can't go somewhere and have that neck all hair. You have to have it cleaned up. Even if it's just the clean. Hey, dude, squeeze me in.
Clean me up, man.
30 minutes.
Real
Quick. Whatever.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like when it's such and has been such a big part of my life for so long that like when it's not a part of people's lives, I'm like, what do you mean? What's like what? Like, oh,
and when people compliment you on your hair. Like, hey, Steve, you have nice hair, bro. And it's like, fuck, now I have to fucking.
What's your spot, Steve?
My spot is True Blue, and it's in the city of Newport area. Eli Justice. He used to
suspect.
cut. No, he used to cut for Hollywood's barbershop, and then he opened up his own shop in Costa Mesa. As a matter of fact, it's called True Blue Barbers, and don't go.
Yeah, I'm not telling nobody. That's already busy enough. You don't get to know.
Yeah, don't go. What I mean? Well, you know what? With my guy, he does appointments, and that's what I like. He does an appointment, so when I go, I know I'm going to get in, and I'm not going to wait there for 2 hours, 3 hours. It always sucks. I'll be getting my haircut, and somebody walks in. Oh, yeah, can I get a cut? They're like, nah.
Yeah, nah, man.
Did you have an appointment? Oh, no, I need one? Yeah, bro. And then they walk out with that like, oh, fuck.
I came up with the genius idea at my barbershop. They do walk-ins only. Like, walk-ins only. It doesn't matter. You're fucking sitting there fucking 3 hours. Walk-ins. But once the pandemic happened, like, things get adjusted. They were going only appointments because they didn't ever stop cutting hair.
No,
you know what I mean? This is fucking real, but they didn't ever stop cutting hair. So it's like, what are we going to do when we reopen? And I was like, I think you should do just 1 day a week appointments, like just on Saturdays. And he was like, all right, but that was for me. Because at the time I was living in North Hollywood. I didn't want to come. I've been living in North Hollywood. I don't want to come and hang out for 3 hours. Like I'd much rather be able to make an appointment and just slip in.
Oh yeah.
So the appointment idea was really for me.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. So hey, show number what, Mario, are we on?
Oh, man. I think we're at 42.
42.
42?
And we have Josh Stolo in the house. Good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years now. And we have him on here because we wanted to talk some festival talk, some road talk. And he's in charge of... Well, first, let's start off with this. He used to own it, or he still owns it, I guess, right? Old Shoe Records.
Yeah, Old Shoe Records. It's really not a thing anymore, but that's how he got started in this whole music industry, I guess.
Yeah. What bands did you have on Old Shoe Records?
Probably not a lot of bands anyone's heard of, but it was all punk bands. Long Way, my brother's band, The Sparring, Flatfoot 56. A lot of people might know that band out of Chicago. We had Far From Finished out of Boston. We had quite a few punk bands, but it was all punk driven.
But isn't that like one of those kind of dream kind of jobs? You know what I'm saying? Just like myself doing radio, it's like one of those things where you probably don't think it's attainable, but then you just do it.
To have your own record label?
Yeah, like that's pretty crazy.
Sure.
Like I put it up there with like rock stars, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have my own record label. You know what I mean?
It was fun. It was fun while it lasted, but I mean, it just wasn't. I mean, it was right at the end. Man, it must have been about 15 years ago now. Maybe 15 years ago, since maybe 18 years ago when we started it. But it was like at the tail end of when printed materials. I mean, we started doing vinyl at the end because that's when vinyl started taking off again. But it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But definitely started me down a path.
If you decide to ever go back, we have Zach Rabbit Lopez. He's asking or petitioning to sign Swine, his punk band, if you ever make a resurgence.
No.
Send the links. That's all I can say. Send the links.
Wow, Zach, go ahead. Send them links.
Stay in the parking lot.
Yeah, stay in the parking lot with Swine. So then that took you on another route to do, like, your talent buyer.
I'm a talent buyer, yep.
For festivals and stuff like that.
What's a talent buyer?
So now I book bands for, I was the talent buyer for a small music club for a long time, and that turned into talent buying for some festivals and larger festivals. And so now what I do full time is book bands for music festivals.
So is it your job to book the bands, or is it also your job to kind of curate and design what the show is going to be?
Both. I wear a lot of hats, but yeah, it's more, I think, more curating, but I definitely do the majority of the booking. My boss also does booking for the festivals. We do, right now I'm booking for Punk and Drublic Festival with NoFX.
Hell yeah.
And I do the Punk in the Park Festival that started up this year. Or the first one, we just did one in Arizona, and we're doing Denver next week. Punk in the Park Denver, and that's with Pennywise.
Is NoFX ever going to make their way back to California? Or they just
November 7th.
Oh, hell
Orange
yeah.
County.
Good.
I'll be there.
Dude.
I'll be there because Bouncing Souls will be there.
Ooh.
Punk in the Park. It's going to be, I think we're up to 29 bands, 2 days. Pennywise headlines day 1. NoFX headlines day 2.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude,
So-
dope. Can't wait.
It'll be a party. It'll be a party, that's for sure.
Hell yeah. And not only that, but you have other events. You have the ska coming up.
Yeah, we're doing the Bruce Ska, so that's going to be Less Than Jake, Hepcat, Mustard Plug, the Toasters, the Agrolites. Some locals, Bite Me Bambi, Half Past Two, both great bands, but it's all ska driven.
Sure.
I'm doing a lot of festivals. We just did the Summer Roots Reggae Festival. That was pretty fun. Fortunate Youth headlined that one. Help out with the Michelada Rumble
Yeah,
booking.
I was gonna say he does a lot of the stuff with Michelin Rumble as well. I mean, the guy just knows his stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he knows his
apparently,
stuff.
yeah.
And that's the thing, like, you know, I mean, it's easy to say, hey, I want to start something, I want to do something, I want to put this on, but then you have to know the people that know what's up.
I was going to say it is easy if you know someone like Josh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I was like, I want to put on a festival. If I know you, this just got 90% easier than it would have been just sitting by myself saying, I want to do it.
No, for sure. It does. It does get way easier, and it's gotten way easier for us. He just knows what he's talking about, dude. And just from experience, from knowing the bands and knowing the culture, knowing like what works and doesn't work. And
Yeah, I think there's a lot of nuances when you're booking a festival, like you're saying, curating a festival. If we're doing something punk driven, something in Southern California is very different from something in the Midwest,
Sure.
punk wise. And there's certain bands you can put on a show and not put on a show here that would make sense. And you got to know all those little things. So me and my boss, we sit in a room every day and we go over all these things and figure out who would go good with who. And you know, we just launched yesterday. Yeah, we announced Punk and Drublic Pittsburgh. So that's going to be NoFX, Pennywise, Less Than Jake, Sick of It All, Get Dead, and another local band out there, Stolen Wheelchairs. But
Fuck yeah.
yeah, it's fun.
Dude, stolen wheelchairs. I want to be part of that.
But you get a lot of people will tell you, a lot of like agents will say, well, let's put this band on here, let's put that band up, but you know, just
Don't fit.
doesn't fit. Sometimes, like for example, Sum 41. I'm not a hater. I like Sum 41, but that does not fit with NoFX and Pennywise
Sure.
in Southern California.
Yeah.
The first time I saw Sum 41 was opening for Social Distortion at the House of Blues before they became fucking
Yeah.
Sum 41. and I was like, who the fuck is this garbage band? Like, who are these fucking buttholes?
Yeah.
And how did they get this job? And then I saw the lead singer dude smoking cigarettes outside, and I didn't say nothing to him. But in my mind, I was like, I wish I was the kind of dude that'd be like, man, fuck you, quit your job. And then
You suck.
2 weeks later, they became the biggest band on earth. You know, like,
Yeah. That's how it happens, man.
But you have to know that kind of stuff. You have to know that you can't put that band on with those bands here in Southern California. In Missouri, it might work.
Sure.
You know, in Ohio, it works. We've done it, but it does not work in Southern California. So yeah, there's little nuances like that.
Is it the other way too? Shit that works here does not work where you're like
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Like Social D's huge here,
Yeah.
but back there, they're not as big.
Sure. Yep.
I remember thinking that the first time I was like, Social Distortion plays other places.
Like, people
Pennywise
kiss him.
too. I was like, Pennywise plays shows outside of Hermosa Beach. Like I thought
Yeah.
they only played in Hermosa and at the Palladium, and that was it. Like
Yeah.
they didn't play anywhere
And then
else.
a K-Rock show. Yeah, that's it.
They're like people. They're like, no, people know Pennywise. I'm like, people know Pennywise. They're like, yes. Like to me, that's like the local drunks. You know what I mean? I was like,
Right.
these assholes. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, they're on the radio. And I was like, yeah, they're on L.A. radio because they're from here. They're like, no, fucker. Like they sell records.
sell
And I was like,
records.
oh shit,
Damn.
fucking Pennywise.
So
Who
then you go
knew?
from there. You start doing that. You did also a little stint on Warped Tour.
Yeah, I didn't, but Old Shoe Records we went out on Warped Tour. I had a couple bands do Warped Tour for a few years, and I obviously went out with them.
How was that experience? Because I know we were talking about one of the shows you did in Arizona this year, and I was like, "Fuck, isn't it gonna be hot? It's gonna be fucking hot as fuck." And you're like, "Yo, dog, Warped Tour used to be like 114, 117, and
On
kids are out
asphalt.
there on asphalt,
Yeah.
fucking partying."
People were bitching about. We just did Punk in the Park Phoenix, and we did it the end of May this year with Pennywise and Face to Face, and it was 105 the whole day out there. It was brutal, but people in Phoenix were complaining, and I was like, Warped Tour used to come through at the end of June, beginning of July every single year. We're at least doing it 5 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Like, and they did it on blacktop. We didn't do that. Like,
And 10 degrees,
Right.
cooler
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, but yeah, Warped Tour Phoenix was that was a killer. Those were some hot dates.
See, the thing is that here we would always get the first Warped Tour in Pomona.
Yep.
So we'd always see everybody fresh, like still like
Sure,
bubbly,
pumped.
like, oh
Pumped
yeah,
to
we're
be
here.
there.
Let's do the guy pushing the ice everywhere. It's just like, pushing that, cart fast as he could. And then,
That crew looks very, very
Yeah, I was
different.
about to say.
Just a few days later.
yeah.
No sleep. Yeah, with the bands I worked with, we didn't have buses or anything like that, so it was 15 passenger vans and pulling
Sure.
trailers. And but that kind of gives you your stripes, So those guys drove across the country. You'd have, you leave every night, the one venue at midnight, you drive till 6 in the morning to the next venue, and you'd have to be loading in the next at 7 a.m. So there's no sleep, but that's the punk rock summer camp, right?
And then you have the lineup changes every day.
Every single day, you don't know what time you're playing. So
So you could be like the last guy that played. Now you're driving. Now you're getting there, and now
You're
you're
like,
the first guy.
Don't worry about it. We got to like 4 or 5. They're like, well, you go on at 10:30.
Yep, doors open.
And you think all the bands think they have a plan about driving, and so and so is going to drive because he's the best driver in the night. Yeah, that lasts for about 2 days. Then after that, it's
Sure.
like you're changing drivers every 2 hours. Whoever can keep their eyes open. I mean, I'm surprised more people didn't get in accidents, but
Fuck.
everyone's following each other, following the buses, following the other bands that are in 15 passenger vans. But those are great. Those are great memories. And I didn't get to do it as a band, but I had bands doing it. And like I said, I went out with them, but those were some good times.
Yeah, I only did a couple times. I did a couple days in California because a few friends of mine had gutted an RV and made it into a mobile tattoo shop, the Gypsy Queen.
Right.
And so they would go. They did Warped Tour for years, and so for a couple times, just hop on the Queen and go. For only in California and only for a couple days.
Who was
But
tattooing in that?
Oliver
yeah,
Peck
yeah,
was the
yeah,
band,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
my friends Nick and Cody were the ones who started at the beginning, who like were the original organizers, and the funding behind the Gypsy Queen was Nick, Oliver, and Cody for
Yeah.
sure. And then they used to do it. They did it for fucking years, man.
Yeah, I remember. That definitely overlapped in some of the times, the years we were out, because Oliver Peck was out there tattooing, and yep.
He loved, like, that was every year the Warped Tour. Like, that was his schedule. He fucking loved Warped Tour. And again, not in a band.
Right.
You know, I had never been in a band. Was like, you know, wasn't necessarily friends at the beginning with any of these. With most of the dudes in this band, was just like, fuck, I want to be on Warped Tour. Like, this sounds fucking awesome. You know.
We made friends. I mean, that just last to this day. You know, different band members and things like that. And that, I think that adds into what I do for a living and booking the festivals. But all those connections and all those people we met along the way. Kevin Lyman was always obviously a big, like, mentor to me, or someone I looked up to, and you know, getting to know him now and being able to do things or you know, talk to him every now and then about things that we're doing or producing. And he's worked with Punk and Drublic before, and it's fantastic.
It's crazy how all that stuff in the entertainment industry, so much you hear like, oh, it's not how talented you are till you know, or who knows you, and all this, and it's very true. But the only reason it's true is because on a macro level, on the micro level, and on a macro level, the entertainment industry is people making shit with their friends.
Yep.
That's all. It's just people that want to do shit with their friends, you
For
know?
sure.
And so, yeah, it's important to who you know, because that's your friend and they want to do shit with you, you know? And that's the fucking music festivals and making a movie and all that shit is who. It's not because if especially someone's successful, it's like, I have the money. It's like, who do I want to spend my time around? Like, who am I going to, I'm in this for months right now. Like, who's not going to drive me nuts?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You want to work with you. Yeah. I mean, you want to work with people that's the least, it's going to be the least confrontational. You don't want to, I mean, even working with someone new, like, just you're creatures of habit. You want to work with your friends. You want to work with people you know. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it trickles down to all levels of my business and your business as well, right? So,
Absolutely. How do we wind up fucking here? Like, doing shit with our friends. Like, that's all, like, how did this show come together?
Right.
It's like doing shit with your friends. Like, that's exactly how it is.
Yep.
You know? Like,
And that's it's successful. You know what? One of the greatest shows I mean, I'm a huge fan of the band with the Bouncing Souls. When you were running the Slide Bar in Fullerton,
Yep.
and you had them in that little bar, I was like, holy shit! And yeah, dude, that was a fucking badass show.
Those are some great times.
And you had some big bands just in that little 200-person room.
there were so many good shows there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we did. One of my favorite memories was the Attics. We had the Attics back there. That was a fantastic show, and we had this little tiny office. Maybe a lot of people don't know, but it was this little tiny office where we kept the liquor at Slide Bar, and it was big enough for one person to sit down in, and there was a desk. We had no dressing room, but the Attics needed to put their makeup on. So Monkey and Pete were both in the office putting their makeup on, and I had to stand in there because all of our cash was in there too. But I stood in there with them for an hour, and they're just telling me stories of playing in London, you know, the early days of the Attics, and those. I mean, that was fantastic. Then to walk out and play, you know, a 200-person room, and like, you guys have both all been in the Slide Bar. Like, the air conditioning didn't really work, and the sweat would drip down the walls. But I mean, like, that show, the Bouncing Souls, that's probably one of my favorites that we booked there. Every Time I Die, I did a lot of secret shows there. That was a lot of fun. Except they played or they headlined. Like, one year they headlined Warped Tour, and then we had them play at midnight, you know, at Slide Bar.
Well, that was a cool part. It would be like I know the Bouncing Souls were like a secret show, and they announced it at noon. And I was like, holy shit. And you know what, dude? That's where, like you said, friends come in handy.
Yeah.
Because I was already like, Josh, you know I'm coming. He's like, yeah, I didn't have to get in line. I didn't have to, like, be there. Because people were already there. Like, at noon, as soon as it's announced, people are in line. And it's like, fuck. Only so many people are going to get in. But it was like, fuck yeah.
We did Avenged Sevenfold there.
Yeah,
we did
Avenged Sevenfold.
Who else?
Murs, even the hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of hip hop there too. Charlie Tuna, Murs,
call me Tuna.
Eli, like a bunch of good hip hop too.
We did all the old school punk bands too. I mean, it's kind of my alley, but we did, you know, we've done the Dickies, we did Agent Orange, we did the Adolescents, we did TSOL, you name it.
Manic Hispanic,
Manic
all
Hispanic,
the originals. And shout out to the Manic Hispanic now, Ephraim and the guys, Alvis. But yeah, Manic Hispanic. I remember going there, and man, it's crazy. And it's a small,
It's a
small
little
venue,
place,
but it's just so awesome. The memories.
Carries
of that
very
place.
special memories of my heart too, because of the comedy show the two show that you put on.
Yeah,
there.
and that was
Those were good. Those were fun.
And that's the thing,
Yeah.
though, when you have friends, like you said, and that's just another example, or your example of that. You know, I came up to Josh and I was like, "Yo, Josh, man, like, I want to put a comedy show on. Can you give me a date?" He goes, "Yeah, Wednesday." Do it. Cool. I have nothing going on. Just go for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
but
had-
other people don't get that. Like you're saying.
No, that's what I'm
friendship
saying.
thing,
Like, the friendship, that's where it comes in. You know what I'm saying? And art shows, we did a bunch of art shows there, and both of the comedy shows. I mean, packed house. I mean, everybody was having a good time. We had DJ, we had we had a bunch of different comedians. Sherry Cola, who's huge now, doing her thing. Momo Rodriguez, who was on the
Mayans.
and Johnny, who's on the West Coast Pop Lock podcast. But you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the opportunities come with friendships. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely true.
What's the biggest pitfall of putting on a festival that not the biggest pitfall, the biggest not secret one, but like one that you would never know unless you've done it. Like that this is going to be a problem.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what's
Like a problem that is going to happen on something that's going to come up on every festival that if you've never done it before, you would not know that this is going to happen every time.
I think this is not hard, but just dealing with everyone's egos and as far as like you're booking bands and I have an idea of how big of a band is in my head, and you book 12 bands and then they start arguing over placement. We know who the headliner is, we know who the opener is, but those 10 spots in between, it's like the wild, wild west, and it's a lot. I mean, it gets heated. It gets really heated.
I'll be dealing with real egos.
Yeah, real egos, and we're not going to play, and I'm not going to play above that band, and that guy was a dick in Tallahassee one time, so I'm not playing before him, and I don't want to see him in the hallway, and there's a lot
and
of that.
I was just thinking, not even just the ego part of it, but the perception of who's a bigger band and how that might affect your money in the future. Like that, it's like, no, fuck you.
And there's a lot of times where I'm like, dude, I know that this band's way bigger than you. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you that, but you are nowhere near as good as that band. And that, you know.
Is there any times where a band's like, you do a particular city and they're like, fuck you, we're huge here. Like, don't
all
like,
the time. Yeah, I dealt with that today.
Yeah, where they're like, sure. In the 49 other states, that band is bigger than us.
Right.
But here, fuck
shit.
you. This is our state. Like, we run shit here.
You get a lot of that. This is my hometown, or this is we grew up here. Like this, we got people coming out. Like, man, yeah.
We got 20 people coming out.
Yeah, you get it with the small bands, you get it with the big bands.
Hell yeah, dude. And then even people that are just working there, you know what I mean? Like that you have, because I don't know how much you deal with it, but like even like vendor placements and, you know, people that want certain shit. And you're like, yo, dude, like you got your vendor passes. Why do you need VIP passes?
Sure.
And I've dealt with that too. Like I got a vendor and like, can I get VIPs? Like, for what?
Well, like, aren't you supposed to be working?
Yeah, aren't you selling shit?
Go over there and do your job. That's what you can do.
Or, you know, hey, where's our drink tickets?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Oh, because I've had vendors hit me up for like a spot, you know, and they're like, oh, how much is it? Oh, how many drink tickets does that come with? Like, none. Like,
well, you're here to work.
You can buy VIP tickets and that'll come with two.
This is a business.
Yeah.
Now I had a vendor just 2 weekends ago. We were in Denver for Punk and Drublic with No Effects, and we sold a vendor space to a guy. And I do everything. So like I said, I do the booking of the bands. We do the marketing. We're a very small team. Anyway, he knew I was someone. I had my radio on. I was talking to someone. He's like, excuse me, do you work here? Yeah. I'm so-and-so. I bought this booth. Do you think I can get passes to go watch the bands on the stage? Can I get backstage passes? No.
On the stage.
You're
on the stage.
Yeah.
You're selling sunglasses and T-shirts. Why do you think?
It's like, I'm selling sunglasses and T-shirts so I can meet the band.
Yeah.
You think I care about selling sunglasses and T-shirts? Like, come on.
But people do, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Plus, I'm holding those for hot chicks, bro.
Yeah, like you think
what are you
these?
thinking?
There's a limited amount of these, man.
I do have some, but they're not for you. They're for any hot
Do I
chick.
have any extra ones? No. Like, do I have some?
I'm gonna tell you right now, ladies. August 6th, come up to me. I have the passes
August 6th.
for backstage.
Is there backstage at Boomers?
We're gonna make one. We're gonna make one.
There is a backstage at Boomers.
It's very small and limited.
Also, weren't you supposed? You promised an announcement this week. Last
Well,
week.
no, it was the Michelin Rumble.
Yeah,
I announced
okay.
it today.
Oh.
I announced it today on Instagram. Michelin Rumble, September 18th, Lake Paris. And tomorrow we're gonna start dropping all the artists and stuff.
Why don't you give us a sneak peek now?
All right.
That's because I just asked because I didn't tell. I don't know if my sister follows Michelada Rumble on Instagram.
Well,
that's like right by Paris. Is
Well,
right
she's
by
coming
her
out.
house, so that's
She's
what we're
coming
getting at. Yeah.
Okay, she's coming out. We got you. We got VIPs for you. Don't worry. We have Trish Toledo
Hell
will be
yeah.
singing, and I'll give you one more. Angie V will be DJing. We also have
Don't go breaking contracts
Yeah.
now.
no. High C. We got High C. High C is going to be out there. Always a great DJ. And West Coast Dave comes out too. So, you know, that's what I can give you right now. We still have some other stuff working on.
Elvis.
Loomis.
is
I can say Loomis.
Loomis.
Loomis is going to come out as well. And I'm trying to get her in here to, little interview. She's been doing some big stuff. So, yeah, that's it for right now. But we still have the Lucha Libre. We have the car exhibition. We have
there's
the
still
food.
the
We
Michelada
have the
Rumble. Yeah,
micheladas.
yeah.
So I mean, it is what you've been
Michelada
expecting.
Rumble without the talent is still Michelada Rumble, and it still goes off.
Yeah, it still goes off. This is just added.
I've been there plenty of times and not seen a single thing on stage.
Right,
you know?
right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I just wandered around and watched wrestling and
Yeah.
fucking got drunk. And I was
100%.
like, oh, they already went on. I missed it. Like,
Warren G played when?
Yeah. But that's the thing about this event. It's not really music. Like music is just a part of it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It is not like a music festival. Like it is not.
No.
It is, I don't even. I mean, even if you wanted to, if you've never been, even if you wanted to, you couldn't just sit and watch music all day.
No.
Like that's not how.
You're gonna get.
That's
you're
not how
gonna
it
get
works.
food.
The Michelada Rumble's a party.
Yeah, that's what it is. The backyard. The best compliment I ever received was a guy came up to me in VIP. He's like, "Yo, man, this is like a backyard boogie, bro." And I was like, "Damn, I don't know if you just wanted these free drink tickets I'm about to give you, but that worked, bro."
You're welcome, Steve.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Thank you. But yeah, that's the party. But
Like I felt like someone was gonna get shot.
We've always been. It's always been good. It's always been good. But yeah, so we have that coming up. But yeah, that's just some of the artists that we're gonna have, and we'll be announcing a few more. So it should be cool. Should be good. Yeah. So and it's a small ticket price. You know what I'm saying? 25, 35 at the door, and then 50 VIP.
Hell yeah.
So
how have festivals been going since everything's like, you know, the fucking world's opening back up?
It's
How's
crazy. It's been really good. Started out extremely good, and now we're starting to see, I think, a little bit of market saturation because there's all the canceled shows are rescheduled now for the fall, and then all the new stuff is coming in the fall.
I can't even, it's not even just the canceled shows. It's canceled shows and other people going, I need to make some fucking money.
Yeah.
Like trying to pile on.
It's hard right now. It's hard right now to get vendors for stages. There's like not a lot of stages. We had to put holds on stages through 2022 because they're not available. But just telling Steve, it's hard to get ice in certain cities, like because there's no ice available because there's so much going on. So I mean, it's great. People want live entertainment. I think everyone's obviously tired of mask mandates and things like that. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear your mask. I'm just saying people want to get out and they want to have a good time.
Right.
yeah.
You know, so I think right now you're seeing pretty much anything and everything. You could throw whatever you want at the wall and it sticks. So
I've been going to hanging out at the Comedy Store. You know, now that it's open, the patio's open, going down there and hanging out, and it's so crazy to see. I was like, I forgot that people dressed up to go out. Like
Right.
now, so you see people like girls like dressed like to the nines,
And they've been waiting.
and you see this like all I've been is at home and at open mics. Like there's no one's dressing up to go out. You know what I mean? Especially not even at fucking mics. And then you go there and it's like, oh, look at all these people. Like they're fucking like and guys and girls. Like people are like they're anxious to go out and get dressed up and fucking do their thing.
you know what's funny is one of the festivals we did this year, one of the first ones out the gate. We totally gambled on whether or not we'd be allowed to do it, and we booked it, and even though there was still a lockdown in place, and the lockdown got lifted the week prior to the event. Skated, got to do the event. We had about 4,000 people there, but people forgot how to act. Like that was
Oh,
right
we were
out,
there.
yeah, you guys were there. It was right out of lockdown.
Yeah.
And people were going hard at the bar, and not just forgetting how to
Be in public.
be in public around other people, to drink in front of other people, and it got a little rough.
It got real, but it was cool though, because you see, and you know what? This was the great part because I was there, Martin was there.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I remember the story. Okay, yeah.
I had a booth there, and we were selling cups, michelada cups and stuff, hanging out, and everyone would just come up and talk to you, man. That was a good part. Like, it didn't matter who it was, white, black, brown, whoever. Like, they just wanted to conversate.
Sure.
Oh my God, it's so glad. I don't even know who these bands are, but I just wanted to come out. I just wanted to hang out.
Heard there was something
but they're pretty
happening.
cool, yeah. What's this? Oh, Michi Cup. I've never had one. I'll buy one. And people were just super excited to be out. And you saw that, like, you know, and you know, some people had masks on still and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But no one was, you know, hey, F you or whatever. Everybody was so cool in that sense. And like I said, people were walking by and they were talking to us, and you know, yeah, man, it was right. It was
Then
so
it got
good.
wild.
But then, yeah, well, you know, I mean, you know how it goes, and you know, it was a not rockabilly.
I heard that 3 or 4
psychobilly.
times. I think people, even the sheriffs were saying, I think people forgot how to act.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing festivals for a long time. We have plenty of security. We follow all the rules. We have the sheriff department out to wherever we need to have them, or however many we need to have. We have our own personal security, and things got out of control, and we've never experienced that before. I mean, at the end of the day, everything worked out fine. It was all fine.
Sure.
But we were not prepared for people, I guess, to go that hard that early, and then. Yeah,
I'll show you how hard I go.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know what? It was also a rockabilly / psychobilly show.
Psycho's right in the name.
And not only that though, but these car club guys, they have an image to uphold.
course,
and,
man, these
you
are
know,
cool.
they're trying to live in the past, with their jackets and walking through there. So they, you know what I'm saying? So like, we had to have a rumble.
Yeah,
it's part
yeah,
of
yeah,
the scene.
Yeah, it was very West Side Story there. I just
Yeah,
wish there was
yeah.
more snapping of the fingers than there was punches. But
But you know what? There wasn't even that much. It happened super quick, and it ended, and then
it was over, and everyone moved on. Yeah.
back onto the show.
Yeah, man.
Back onto the show.
That
But
sucked. Let's watch some music.
yeah, but it was. You know what? I sort of enjoyed it because it gave you that vibe of the whole thing. You saw them walking around with their pompadours and shit. It's
Sure.
like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Like you're watching a movie. West Side
yeah,
Story,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it happened, and it was fucking rad. It was
Like
cool.
if you would have left early and someone was like, "There was a fight," you were like, "Let me guess, it's between those guys and those
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
right?" They're like,
100%.
"Yep, that's who it was."
100%. 100%. And you know what though? But like with us, even with the Michelin Rumble, we haven't had any fights.
Like,
but you can't.
nothing crazy.
No,
Like nothing crazy.
There's like chicks here. We had one like a chick fight before.
Oh,
and
those
a
are the
couple
good
things.
ones.
Yeah, but you're drinking those big old fat Michis.
Hilarious.
How are you gonna?
Like, fool, I
Can't get
just
fucked up.
waited in line, and this thing's as big as a bucket. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have time.
I'm not gonna fuck you up.
I don't have
I'm gonna
time to
drink
deal
this
with
up.
you, man.
And I don't want to drop my shrimp.
Yeah, I don't want to drop my shrimp or whatever the hell else is in
This
there.
whole pineapple that's
Nachos.
on it. Like,
Yeah.
Or even if you drink and eat everything, you take down a handful of those cups. There's no way you're feeling up to like you feel sluggish. You want to take a
yeah.
nap.
Like that.
You're not gonna go fight
Hell no.
anyone. Like,
I'm
come on
drunk
now.
and full.
I'm about to pass out.
Yeah, like, fuck you. You go fight.
It's too hot.
I feel sluggish every day of my life.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I should see a doctor.
No. Or just have another Michi.
Yeah.
Or your
Go
first
the other
one.
way. Go down. Don't go up.
So for as long as you've been doing shows, I mean, has there been one crazy story that's always kind of stood out for either a bad reason, good reason, positive reason, life-changing reason? Just
Shoot. Not that I can. Nothing I could put my finger on. I mean, there were some great times. The bands I worked with on Warped Tour, they were the barbecue band. So I don't know if you guys know about the barbecue band on Warped Tour.
the barbecue bands.
So every year, Kevin Lyman, who puts on the Warped Tour, would select a barbecue band. So the barbecue band would get a chance to play. They're probably a local band that somebody knew or someone passed the word along to Kevin that they were decent. You still had to be able to
It'd be good.
be a good band.
Yeah.
But you weren't known, whatever, so you wouldn't be on the tour because no one necessarily knows you. But you'd get the chance to play the entire tour. But every night when the tour ended and everyone left, there was a barbecue backstage. So it was like an after-hours party. So the barbecue band had to pull the barbecue. It was one of those giant ones on the trailer. So we'd pull the barbecue, you'd set it up, and then every morning, like I said, you do the long drive overnight. You'd load in 7 in the morning. You'd set up your booth to sell your merch, whatever. You find out the set time you play. So you might play at 11 a.m. You might play at 3 p.m. But sometime in there, you got $300 from production from Kevin Lyman, and you had to go to the store and with $300 and buy enough food to feed 200, 300 people. So you'd buy plates. You'd buy the cheapest frozen burgers you could. You'd buy charcoal for the barbecue. And that was the thing. I mean, you're working extra hard. Everyone else is, working hard
Ready
and
to
they're
party.
tired from the drive,
Yeah.
but you're actually doing all the work. You clean up the whole nine. But those barbecues were some pretty good parties.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Drunk Fletcher was from Pennywise was
One of the
quite a few times caused a scene. A couple times, Kevin Lyman's a big barbecue guy, so he would so once in a while he'd go out everyone's super tired. You could tell everyone's had a rough few weeks on the tour, and he'd get briskets or he'd get whatever to barbecue instead of just burgers and hot dogs,
Sure.
right? And that was his treat, And my brother's band was the barbecue band that year, and they had been working all day. It's in the middle of summer. It's hot. You sweat. Everyone smells. It's it's not glamorous.
No.
And there was one brisket left on the grill, and that's what the band was going to eat. They had been serving everyone, the whole thing. And Drunk Fletcher came up and opened the barbecue, metal barbecue where it's like hot coals, everything, on fire, stuck his hands into the barbecue, pulled the brisket out, and just started eating it. Just, it's not even cut
Like a
or anything, just
caveman.
like a caveman. He got 2-3 bites in and then just threw the brisket into the crowd.
What a dick.
It's like everybody in the South Bay has a drunk Fletcher. Like if you spent any amount of time drinking in the South Bay, and it doesn't matter what city it is, doesn't matter like, and even if you don't know who Pennywise is, the story is, and then a giant man. You know what I mean? It's like I've seen him at the only time outside of Hermosa Beach or outside of a Pennywise show was I'd see him at the Hustler Casino. Okay. And just like playing cards and get drunk and just being like a dick. You know what I mean? Like, all these people are strangers. Like, and he's not being, he's just being Fletcher, you know? So it's not like a dick, but all these other people are like, this guy's a dick. And I'm like, that guy's Fletcher. Like, it's not really.
You have to know who it is, Fletcher.
At that time, we didn't know him. Like, we weren't buds or anything. You know, we're just like, what the hell do you do? Like, get out of his way. He's going to kill you, you know? And now, like, we're friends with them. Like, you can kind of tease him about some of those stories and things, but
I mean, even at Acoustic, bro, he's done some crazy shit back in the day.
Acoustic Christmas, he stole
the
tram,
Universal,
right?
When it was at Universal, he stole the tram.
Hell yeah!
Because they parked the trams where you would come in back in Universal when we did Acoustic Christmas. There,
Yeah,
you would all the artists and everybody, all the big wigs would come in through the back. There'd be private parking,
and that's where the trams were.
Yeah, and you would be able to come right into VIP through there.
That's how I would enter.
Yeah,
I didn't get to drive there, but
you got the bus
in there.
Yeah, you got the bus in there. Yeah. But so the trams were parked back there, and so he went and just stole one, dude. And he was hiding out at the who was it? The King Kong.
So he went into the park. Like
this is after hours or closed. He took the tram. Yeah.
While the show was going on, he said, "Fuck it."
Shit.
Then one time there's the VIP, and then there's the VIP.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's where all the artists are, bro. All of them. And they have this little bar in there, and there's guitars that are mounted like. Pretty mounted on top. He ripped one of those out.
Of course he did. Why would that?
I remember
I got tickets not tickets, but I had passes one time to the VIP.
Yeah.
And it was when Stone Temple Pilots was playing, and I do remember my brother trying on Scott Weiland's boa.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. That VIP has some people back there, bro. I remember him also.
That's one of my favorite about shows at K-Rock is the levels of VIP too.
Oh,
like you find out, you just think there's like regular people and then VIP, but that's just the beginning.
Yeah,
like that's the very beginning, man. There's another 3 or 4 levels.
Oh, yeah.
But I like how K-Rock always gave away the VIP backstage passes, but they'd kick you out at 1 p.m. Like your ticket was.
No,
you
have to because those people. Because I mean, look, bro. There's a way
but they
you
sold
have
you
to,
on like you're coming to the VIP backstage party, but you need to leave by 1 p.m.
But
it starts at 2, but you need to leave at 1.
But you get your food, you get drinks, you get to hang out.
You get to see where the party's gonna be.
Yeah, for
hey,
sure.
man, later on this thing's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be here when that's going on.
And it was
but
always
it's gonna
funny
be
because
awesome.
some people would like take that shit off because there was a special pass, a huge pass that you would wear, so they could tell who it was. People would take it off
like, that
and
ain't
just
me.
kick it there the whole time in the lounge area. So there's nobody really going. Security isn't going in through there looking for people.
Right.
And there'd be people that'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I know you're fucking not supposed to be back here."
What do you mean,
but
man?
You know what? You're getting away with it.
Like,
cool.
good for you, man. It's not my job to come.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the dog catcher. Like, good
Hell
for
no.
you, man.
Yeah, good for you. But I remember this one time in the elevator at because the hotel is just as crazy.
Yeah.
So there's VIP, and then hotel.
Hotel, sure.
So I remember Fletcher in the elevator, and POD was in there, and he was like, "You know what? POD fucking sucks." And they were all in there with him, and he did not look back or do shit. The elevator opened, and they walked out. What were they gonna do?
I mean, all of them at the same time could have probably,
No, I don't know, dude.
got beat
and
up
not only
by
that
him,
though, but
you
I was
know?
like, holy shit, it's small. And if this shit goes down, I'm gonna get one of those haymakers, like just because I'm in
like
here.
you're in the fight. Like it doesn't matter if you're not in the fight. You're in the elevator.
And I know whose side I'm on. I got your back, bro. He's like looking at me.
He was like, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck POD. But yeah, that's my Fletcher story.
I remember the only time there was, and this is not whatever. So we see Tito Ortiz backstage at Acoustic Christmas. This is like what Tito's like the man,
Yeah.
you know. And I've never liked Tito Ortiz. And I'm back there talking shit. fuck that dude, you know? And I was like, fuck that, tell him to his fucking face, fuck you, you know? They're like, oh, I was like, I'm about to do it, like, fuck, it's right now, you know? And I get all puffy, and I walk over there, and I was like, Tito, it's really nice to meet you, man. Like, thanks for everything that you do. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys. And he's like, oh, you pussy. I was like, what do you think I'm going to go fucking get in a fight with
He's
Tito?
a real cool guy. We met him at wrestling.
He was cool. You know,
Mario?
he was.
That's right.
Cool.
He sat right
Right
in
next
front
to
of
us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought it was right in front of us.
Maybe in front. We were at second row. Like,
Yeah.
he was
Shit
first
was
row.
fucking cool.
Did
Yeah.
you see they announced PCW's coming back?
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to be here. Fuck. But I'm excited for that. But Wilmington PCW is going to be coming
Woo!
back
That's,
October
you know what?
26, 27.
We should get Hammerstone in here and fuck the talking the hammer to the champ. Hammerstone.
Get
I'ma
on that,
reach out.
Johnny.
I'm gonna reach
Get
out,
on that.
Hammerstone. We're gonna get him.
This is not a wrestling podcast show.
We always end up talking about wrestling somehow.
I like wrestling.
And so that first name was going to be not a wrestling.
This is not a wrestling.
It's not
this
a
is
wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
But we came up with a pop.
This is a fun podcast. I'd like to get
Thanks,
20% of this if I could.
Damn.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. What can you bring to the table?
I will tell you one thing. I've been running in circles with Steve for a little while now, and I'm getting to know a lot of people. But I as a paying Patreon, have been to a lot of your shows, to a lot of things that you put on, and all I can say is, dude, you put on fucking awesome fucking parties, and thank you for having that and me growing into that, and now getting to know now the back fucking stories and really kind of understanding what this stuff really is and how much work goes into it. I started my own production company. I work with Steve. It's a lot of hard work, man. Fucking a lot of hard work. A lot of people don't get it. Johnny knows because you got to put on comedy shows. So, yeah, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, it is a ton of hard work, but it's fun.
It is labor of love.
Doing what we love. I think so. Even though
Yeah, we
it's
could
good
be
and bad.
We
but
could be clocking in and working at a warehouse or
Like,
doing other
yeah,
shit.
getting
You know
to
what I
work,
mean?
be around music. That's
Oh
right.
yeah, doing friends and shit.
And also, just to bring it, good for fucking Fat Mike for remaining to be the most punk rock motherfucker on earth. Like to this, like, and now it's like the only thing
You don't
punk
even
that
know.
was- you know, it's like the only, it's like so much punk rock shit has been like mainstreamed and like taken and like, you know, and just become a part of culture where
Sure.
it's not punk anymore. Now
Yeah.
it's just culture. Yeah, and there's only so much shit to fight against
Yep.
now. And Mike has taken like the platform that they're on, the platform he is on specifically. Like what the fuck was the last video about him being a crossdresser and
yeah,
dude,
that's Mike.
yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but that video, I sent that to a bunch of like all the like SJW people that I know, and I was like, all right, here's the counter argument, like
Right.
in song version,
Right.
And it's like, what negative things you have to say? And it's like, nah, like how can you argue with this dude?
Right.
How can you argue against what he's saying? Like it's like, I appreciate Mike a lot.
I used to think that he did that stuff for a little bit of shock value, but that's Mike. What you see is what you get. Yeah.
He's peeling away the layers like an onion, becoming more and more himself, you know, and who himself is a fucking lunatic. But good for you for being more and more
Right,
of that,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
more of a lunatic.
you know, like leading into being fucking crazy.
He's awesome. There's a new documentary that just came out about the Punk and Drublic festival, and it's on I think it's called Punk Rock TV. You can download it, but it just came out a couple weeks ago. But it's pretty awesome. The Punk and Drublic festival started I think in 2017. That's before I was involved. But it talks about the first 3 years of it and like the highs and lows. And you may remember they said some not so flattering things in Vegas at Punk Rock Bowling that was shared on TMZ.
Like, come
Yeah,
on,
dude, they-
man.
yeah,
It's such a bunch of bullshit.
So it covers all that, and they lost some big sponsorships, and so it kind of goes through that whole thing. But it's pretty interesting. But yeah.
good for
check
them
that
for
out.
like coming back and like rising back up.
Yep.
And, like,
I didn't think they were gonna come back. I'm like, oh, dude, he
they
fucked
didn't play
himself.
they didn't play for a long
For a
time.
long-
Yeah.
That's why I was asking about coming. Like, is
Yeah.
Punk because when Punk and Drublic started,
Yep.
and I kept seeing like it was in all these other places
Yep.
that were not close to here, and it was like,
Yeah.
God damn it! Like, are they ever gonna make their way back? Like, there's no. And in my mind, I was like, there's no way they're gonna keep this dude down. Like,
Right.
there's no because he's not gonna. They are not gonna stop. Like, there's no like making them go away because they're not going to stop. No Effects is gonna keep putting out
But
music.
No Effects always said controversial, shocking things. That's just part of their
Just being
stage.
assholes on
That's part of their
fucking
stage
stage.
thing.
Absolutely.
I'm not agreeing with what they said in any way, shape, or form. But that. If you don't know No Effects, that's just No Effects.
If-
Someone just happened to record it, and
Right.
someone happened to send it to TMZ, and then
If
it is
no
what it
Effects,
is, but-
if Mike got in trouble for every time he got drunk and said something loose on stage, they would have never put out a record. Like, this is the whole, like, that's what he does, is get all fucked up and talk reckless on stage and say wild shit. And
He
that's
says
what
some wild stuff. Yeah.
wild
Yeah.
shit. And then it's like, ha, 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 like, I can't believe the thing that Mike just said.
Yep.
Linoleum. All right, let's go home. You know, like, that's the whole show. Like, he's going to get up there and say wild shit.
But yeah, No Effects, Orange County, November 7th, Punk in the Park.
That sounds fucking
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Bouncing
No
Souls
Effects.
will be there. Hell yeah.
I heard.
First in the Gimme Gimmes.
I like that. See, I
Strung
like, I even
Out,
like
Bouncing
First in the Gimme
Souls.
Gimmes more.
Good.
I love seeing Me First in the Gimme Gimmes.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a good
It's going to be a great show.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited now.
Can't
See?
wait for that show. It's going to be
Yeah,
dope.
you guys all got to come.
Oh, that's what I wanted to hear. That's what I was waiting for.
But you're going to get the VIP where you have to leave at 1.
That's fine. That's fine.
The huge
I'll
pass.
take that pass off. I've hidden in VIP many times before. Can't catch me.
Huge pass. That huge one.
Do you remember your first festival?
First festival, jeez.
Probably Warped Tour.
Yeah, I guess Warped Tour. But that wasn't mine, but that was the first festival we worked.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
So you started up a production company, or you got hired on individually
No,
for
I,
like all
I have
these?
a boss, Cameron Collins. It's the company I work for now is called Brew Haha Productions.
Excellent.
And they started out doing just beer festivals, craft beer festivals. So basically the way it works is you get like 4 hours of craft beer tastings. You get little 3-ounce pours, but there'll be like 50 or 60 breweries at an event, and you can walk around to each brewery, and each brewery has maybe 2 or 3 beers, and you can try all the beers that all you want for 4 hours. Well, then they started incorporating that with some entertainment, and the entertainment started getting bigger and bigger. And then that's when I came in and started working with Cameron. Cameron's obviously still my boss, but and he's partners with Fat Mike on the Punk and Drublic tour. So we started booking bigger and bigger talent, and now so the Punk and Drublic tour is craft beer tastings for the first 3-4 hours of the event, along with 6 or 7 punk bands. So like the last year we did it in 2019, it was No Effects, Bad Religion. Those were the top 2. This year it's No Effects, Pennywise, or No Effects, Less Than Jake. So it always changes, and we're always working on those lineups. So
That's so
good shit.
fun, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love how
unlimited beer and a punk rock show with No Effects or Pennywise. What could go wrong?
It's pretty
Everything.
hilarious.
Everything
It's
can
pretty
go
funny.
wrong.
It's pretty funny that it starts off a craft beer event that has entertainment,
Right.
that is now flipped to a music event that also has craft beers. You know?
Right.
Like,
It's completely reversed, yeah. But I think I just took it more to the masses. I mean, there's obviously a ton of beer fans and craft beer fans, but one of the bigger ones that Brew Haha's done is the Sabroso Festival with the Offspring. That was the same setup as the craft beer tastings. They did those at Doheny
Yeah.
State Beach, but it was that was Offspring.
Huge.
Pennywise
Yeah.
was on some of those shows, But yeah, those are good times.
it sounds like a fucking good time.
The setup is not so fun, but
Yeah, like setting up. See, that's the thing that
I
people
can't.
don't.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. Like all that stuff. I see these. I'm like, this sounds.
And you want to know
terrible.
something, dude? Not only that, though, but Josh can attest to this. Like, he's not drinking beers. He's
Sure.
not walking around.
Sure.
He gets to glimpse at the band, and all of a sudden, hey, Josh, can you come? It's like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your good time has to be everybody else's good time.
Yeah,
or else you're gonna be miserable.
Because I was at
imagine,
the show, and I saw him. The first show, of course, of this year that he did, and then we got to go to. I seen him like 10 minutes.
right.
Because he's like, hey, Steve, can you announce the winner of the pinup? I'm like, yeah,
gotta
cool.
go.
Let's go. And then I did that, and he's like, all right, bro, later. And I was like, that was it. And I know better than to be like, yo, bro, let's hang
Like,
out.
what the fuck you
Let's
doing,
fucking-
man?
Yeah.
We're fucking trying to hang out right now.
Yeah. It just, that's not
But you
the
know what?
place.
I do like with something you said. I do like I like throwing the party. I do.
Sure.
Yeah.
That has to be the joy.
Yeah,
Like, because
yeah.
you don't get to participate.
Yeah. Even like the shows at Slide Bar, some of even the big ones, like the Bouncing Souls, I think only got to watch 2 or 3 songs. So I
Yeah.
was dealing with whatever security issues or whatever else. But I like throwing the party. So
Yeah. And you have to, like you said, you have to, because you're not going to really enjoy what everyone else is. Like,
Sure.
all my friends are there. They're all getting fucked up. They're all, acting a fool and shit. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck. But you know what? Now I don't even like want to be fucked up.
Sure.
I just want to enjoy it and check it out and make sure everyone's having a good time. So when I go to his shows, I'm not even trying to like, hey, Josh, you got time for me, bro? What's up? Let's hang. And it's like, no.
But it has to be fun. Like, you're like the guy in the Truman Show who's like sitting back watching your creation.
Oh, for sure.
Like, look at
100%.
them all having such a good time that I have provided for them. Like, I have provided this good time.
But at some point, you're like, fuck, what would it be like to be over there getting hammered and acting stupid? Because even with K-Rock, like,
Thankfully, I'm old enough. See that, but that's what wanted me to get into that, right? So
Yeah.
growing up, going to all the Weenie Roasts and K-Rock Acoustic Christmas and the Warped Tours,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden we started the record label, and my brothers were all in bands, and all we did was go play shows, local shows. And then we started, like I said, started the record label.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden we were on Warped Tour, and that went for 2 or 3 years. Then, I mean, just progressed. But I mean, initially, I was on the other side of it.
yeah.
But then I got old. So now
Sure.
I like what I do.
Well,
You know?
You're like, yeah, this
Yeah.
missing the party sucked before.
Right.
Now,
Right.
I'm good. Like, you fucking keep your party, man. I'm
I
over
am
here.
the party.
I don't know, dude, because like I worked for quite a few years at K-Rock, and all the weenie roasts that I didn't enjoy as much, you know.
Sure.
There was some that I got fucked up. Don't get me wrong, but like, you know, your friends are in the stands and they're watching and they're backstage, and you're still working and doing shit, you know.
Or I remember, like, I would be like, hey, you guys, this is like pretty cool, huh? And they're all just like, oh,
Yeah, we've been here since
like, I want to
Wednesday.
go to sleep. Fuck them. That guy was a dick earlier. Like, he's not cool. I'm like, oh, I thought it was a good time. Like, sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know
Why
we
am I
were,
here?
Yeah, I didn't know we were all miserable. So I thought it was time to have fun.
I think when you work it and you're working there, it's more of like, we can't wait to get back to the hotel, start drinking,
Yeah.
and having our
Like,
little
get this
fucking-
part over with. Get
Yeah,
this shit
yeah.
over with. Wrap it up.
But something we talk about all the time, and I've had a conversation with Ramon, my friend Ramon,
Yeah.
Steve's friend Ramon, and with you too, is you have to kind of do a reality check. Like, we're jaded to a certain point where some of the stuff, like you're saying, like, I'm tired, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be part of this party or whatever. Like, I just want to do my job and go home. But think about what other people would do to be in your shoes, you know, hanging with the bands you get to meet and whatever, that it doesn't impress upon you so much anymore, but you have to remember what it did to the young version of yourself. You know?
And also, you are being the product. Yeah, being the product of everything you've ever wanted. Like, that's like where I'm at in my life is a product of a bunch of shit that I wanted, not
Right.
things that I didn't want.
Yep.
Like, don't be mad because you got what you wanted and it ain't fucking what you
100%.
thought it was gonna be.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
I remember going to shows and going like, what time is this band supposed to be done so the next band can get on? And that's the stuff I worry about now. Like, this band needs to end so I can get this other band on. But yeah, 'cause it was always part of it was always there, you know. But you gotta remind yourself, like, it doesn't necessarily impress on you anymore, some of that stuff. But what would it have done to 18-year-old me, or you know,
Sure.
that 18-year-old kid in the crowd? Like, you don't want to be like sourpuss. Like, I just want to get home and finish my job. We all do, but
Oh no, I
that
don't.
kid's
That's
having
the
a
thing.
blast, you know.
That's the thing. I see my friends getting hammered. I want to be with right there. I want to get fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be at their level. Because the conversations they're having and everything.
They're speaking another language.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100. There was these two people that at K-Rock. That two people. I won't mention their names. But they
Chuck.
no.
I'm just kidding.
But they didn't drink at all, and you would always see them both sitting together in the corner, and you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Go
dude.
away, man.
Get the
Like, you're
fuck outta here.
ruining
because
our shit.
we're on a different level, and we might be saying stupid shit. We might be acting stupid, and all you're doing there, I can feel it. You're judging, or
Right.
you're looking like, oh, look who's acting stupid, or whatever. You know, no, get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
I remember me and my buddy Sam were eating mushrooms at my old spot, and so we're fucked up. And my roommate was there, and he's not on mushrooms. And so we're watching some nature documentary, and Ian goes, "Hey, did you guys know a whale shark isn't a whale or a shark?" And which is true. And then Sam's on, and Sam goes, "Whoa." And he was like, "Did I just blow your mind with that information?" He was like, "No, my fingers just disappeared." It's like, fool, you're not on our level. Like, stop trying to. You're not impressing us with your whale shark bullshit.
Yeah.
We're in another dimension. Like, what are you trying to talk? They're like, you don't even speak the same language as us right now. Shut the fuck up.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, I also enjoy the you know, parties and stuff, because I have even younger nephews and stuff now that, like, as soon as I post, they're posting. Oh shit, can't wait for this. Hey, at the next birthday party, we just did a birthday party for my cousin Abel, or not we didn't, but I went to it, and they're like, oh, when's the next one? We want to go. Hey, can I get a shirt? And everything we do, man, everything. And it's always feels good to have that, what's the word I'm looking for, like that recognition
Sure.
of doing something that you do. Like, bro, like every time he has like the Bouncing Souls or it's a great punk rock, I'm like, oh, can I go, bro? And he's like, yeah. And for me, when I get my friends and they're excited about something that I'm doing, that feels great. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, especially like my nephews and nieces and stuff, and they're like, oh, dude, can we go to this? Can you hook us up? Dude, definitely. I'm gonna take care of you. Hey, can I get a shirt? I want to rock it. I want to represent. That always feels good at the end. Like those are some of the great things that you get. Those are some of the things that you look for when you're doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Even with the podcast, like I have my nieces and nephews and family members like, oh, we're gonna hang out with you, next on the 6th, or even like just, hey, can I get a shirt? Or I listen to you guys all the time. You know what I mean? It feels good to have that. That's part of like why we do it.
Yeah, it's amazing every time. I can't believe it.
Yeah. And like you were saying, your sisters and stuff. They're like, hey.
And she's coming and bringing her kids and crashing at my mom and dad's house for like the night or two before that to make sure that she'd come down
there you go.
on fucking Friday night, come hang out. So it's pretty badass,
Hell yeah. And it's going to be awesome, man. But yeah, I mean, I get it, Josh. Yeah, like you said, we were first the guys that would go to all these shows and hang out and, oh shit, I wish I was backstage. Now you're running it and you're doing it and you're like, get the fuck out of backstage.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Get out of here.
What are you doing here? You don't belong here.
Hell
I know
no.
You don't belong here. You had that big ass pass on 5 minutes ago. I saw it. It's time to bounce.
But yeah, it's always dude, like, but there's always punishers too. There's certain people that are just like
punishers.
Always want everything, dude.
No
good
deed goes unpunished.
Hell no, dude. It just, and you know what? It sucks to say that, but there always is, man. There's always that one person that wants just extra and more.
Keep asking, like God damn,
man, like you know what I'm saying? And you want to be polite and nice, but it's how do you deal with punishers? Because I've just started getting into that. We with the Richard Ramos, but like now even more so. Like now it's just getting like crazier and like I mean I know you have punishers coming.
Oh, left and right. Yeah, it's crazy. Even on our all access passes, it says on the bottom, absolutely no punishers. Not that anyone listens, but we just want to throw it out there in the universe. Like, please, like, but yeah, punishers that want to hang out with you or I don't even know why. Like, you're not really friends with them, and you give them the passes. Okay, fine. I'll get you some passes. You do this, but then they want to like, what do you need from me? I'm working. Like they can't differentiate that you're working and they're there to hang out. Like,
yeah,
sure.
Like we're putting on the show here so that you can have a good time.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I get to hang out with you. But they don't understand that.
And I'm not just sitting around waiting to be able to give you something.
Right.
Like I don't have anything to do because is there anything I can get for you, please? Like,
right.
I mean, it's like
we're not at my house. It's not a house party.
Yeah.
Where I can be like, oh hey, are you thirsty?
I did what I could do for you. I got you the fucking passes. Leave me the fuck alone.
Or you get on the passes and then halfway through the day they're texting you if they can get 2 more, or if they can get a VIP wristband.
Oh, that's
or
what
like,
I'm talking about.
Can I get on stage?
Yeah.
Can I,
I'm selling T-shirts. Can I get on stage? Like what?
And let me just plug something real fast. Let me get up on stage and plug that shit. All right.
Yeah.
Can I get like 2 minutes? That's all, man. I got a new company. I need it's a CBD rub.
Yeah, I'll give you one.
You gotta split it with everybody.
Yeah. But Josh is right there. You get the extra like text, and that's why sometimes I won't even like.
But yeah, what else can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm not
what
even
else can I do for you? I let you in for free. I let your friend in for free,
yeah.
or I let your 3 other friends in for free.
Those people, there's nothing else. There's no amount of
right.
that you could do that would be enough. Like
right.
There is not.
Give an inch.
Because I used to date this chick, and I would have to tell her like no. Like where it was like, can I have what about this? What about this? It's like I'm like no. And when we finally like had a conversation about it, she's like, well, my parents just told me like, just don't be afraid to ask for what you want, and that empty mouths, like quiet mouths don't get fed, and all this shit. And I was like, do you understand that I don't want to spend my whole life telling you no? Like that I don't like telling you no, but like I have no other choice but to tell you no constantly.
But she's right. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right?
Squeaky wheel is the first one replaced.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But that's usually how they got the tickets in the first place, because they're
right, being
all
a
the
squeaky
time
wheel.
like, fine, just please shut up. Here's tickets. But then it just doesn't end there.
That's how those dudes get everything in their life. Like
right.
What the word is coercion. Where it's
but
just
you want
like,
to know something?
Give it to me,
the
please,
crazy part is that those guys keep getting shit.
Yeah. Because
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's easier with all
Yeah.
it's easy. I remember
It's easier to shut them up.
it's easier just to give it to him to shut him the fuck up. Like just here, shut up.
But if you gave it to him once, why am I going to tell him no the second time?
right, you're feeding stray cats after that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's,
And it happens, dude. That's why, like I said, when I go to your shows, I'm not going like, "Hey, Josh, where you at?
Where you
hey,
at,
Josh,
man?
Hey, do you got meal passes?
let me get up on that.
Let me get a meal pass.
Let me
Meal
get up on that
passes.
stage. Let me get up on the stage and
Yeah.
give me.
Hey, do you got any beers? Can I get some beers? Come on.
Hey, can I meet? Can you
only
hook me up?
time-
Can
the
I
only
meet
time-
Unfortunately, you have to stop. You stop answering people's text messages.
Sure.
No, the only time was like Josh would be like, "Hey, I'll
New
I'll
phone,
give you
who
some,
dis?
here's some beer tickets. That's cool." But I don't go like, "Hey, can I get some more?" Hey, my girl.
Hey
just
man,
showed
that
up.
stack's pretty big. Bro, why don't
Yeah.
you break some more? Two. That's like, here's two. Two.
Yeah.
Looks like you got about 40 right there. How come I only get two?
Yeah.
Who are the rest of those for? Not me. What's up?
Yeah.
About to buy the like what the fuck is going on
Yeah.
right now?
I will say punk rock needs hotter chicks to hook up though. So that's
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the downfall of.
There's a lot of tens and twos running around punk rock chicks. You know what I mean? Like dirty. I'm not even talking about like just like dirty, crusty punks. Where you're like, oh god.
Well, you were saying you hook up the chicks with the VIP or the
Yeah.
backstage.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's a problem.
There's,
with punk rock
there's a
shows.
lot
It's
of
a
girls.
problem.
Yeah.
it's a little thin.
It's a problem for sure.
Well, that should make it easier. That should make it easier.
Sure.
And it's crazy because I was looking through the photos of the last Rumble, and I seen these two just like, man, I saw them standing there, and I zoom in, and they have GA. I was like, man, I should have hooked them
There was an
up.
opportunity right there that you missed.
I did, totally missed.
Oh,
but it was
that's
the first
funny.
show back. It was hot. It was crazy.
I love that you pinched and zoomed to see their
I know, I
fucking
did.
wristbands.
I said, and it was there was green, and I'm like, oh, dude, I could have just.
That would,
But you want to know something? I
What you
would've-
pick on the social media? I'll hook them up. Don't worry.
But here's the thing. You know what would happen? They would go backstage. I wouldn't.
yeah, like bye.
Yeah, that's it. They're talking to someone else. That's how it works. Especially, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
cool, we're back here. Cool, thank you. We're go- you
See
know
you
what I'm saying?
later.
It's someone
Bye.
else. Yeah. But yeah, man, crazy, dude, crazy. What's up, KC8711?
That's my sister.
Thank
Katie.
you, Katie, for the. Hey, Katie, we're gonna see you August 6th.
Then
next-
did you hear Katie? Paris.
Yeah.
Fucking Paris Fairgrounds.
Paris
Michelada
Fairgrounds,
Rumble.
Michelada Rumble. We have a great show for you. We got you. We'll take care of you, VIP, and your brothers.
Wait, VIP or VIP?
Ah, well, you know, there's only.
It's the 1 p.m. VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay.
The one VIP. At Michelada Rumble, we only have one VIP. Yeah.
It's that backyard boogie VIP.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. There's so much things that we can kind of go off, and dude, I'm sure you've experienced everything that can be imaginable on the road. Do you remember what's been like the most outrageous like request from a band? Like someone asked
Ooh,
for
like
something
a rider request?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Writers are always fun to go through.
Steve's like no on everything. I'm like, but it says no on everything. Like,
No,
okay.
no.
I'm kind of a hard ass when it comes to the writers. Like a lot of people, and no one ever taught me. There's not a school you can go to this for. But a lot of people will just like, oh, this is the writer. I got to get every single thing on here, and I write back. I ain't giving you this.
Get the
So-
fuck outta
Well,
here.
this is what it said. I don't care. Then don't play the show. Maybe I should be a little bit more lenient.
Ah,
but
you know?
No, there's some stuff that are ridiculous. Like I know at K-Rock we would always fulfill the writers, but we're also talking about like Jack White. We're also
Coldplay.
talking about
Sure, and
Linkin
also
Park
things
and-
that are
But
immediately
even
written off on the
even
corporate
with some of those
account.
big ones, it's like, dude, I'm not gonna get you the humidifier or whatever, you know.
Someone asked for
And you know
humidifier.
what? The crazy part is they don't take it. The road people take it, or the people they take all
yeah,
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Linkin Park.
Or a lot of it doesn't even get used. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
So I'll go through and just like, because we have someone that will go out and do the shopping for all the writers, whatever. If we have a festival, and I'll just go through with the Sharpie and go, nope. You know,
Hilarious.
like, someone wanted a grater for their fresh ginger on the last reggae show. Like, what the?
No,
You need
for us,
fresh ginger backstage?
for us, I think for the Michelada Rumble, you get tacos and you get beers.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we have. Tacos and beers.
like a-
But for K-Rock, I remember like Linkin Park wanted like a microwave. They wanted like dishes and like silverware, not plastic, nothing, like
Yeah.
real shit.
Yeah.
And they had like one guy has to have this brand of hot dogs and then microwave is hot dogs, and this guy has to have this brand of chips and shit. Like Jack White has his own guacamole. You have to make it through his recipe. We didn't do that,
What?
of course. Yeah. He has his
Holy shit. Like, fool, you're from Michigan. You don't know nothing about guac.
Yeah,
Like, get out
but
of
he had
here.
his own.
This one of the last shows we did. We had a bands requesting they needed. One of the members only ate certain things, and he needed to have an angel hair pasta dish. Nope, sorry, bro.
This is
Like,
I'm getting ideas for my
yeah.
future writers. Is
Yeah.
what's going on.
they needed
right now.
they needed obviously everyone gets cases of water, but they wanted water in 5-gallon glass jugs to protect the environment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my friend, you're
I want
getting
that.
Dasani. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I want.
You're getting whatever's cheapest at the store when I go.
Yeah.
I want.
What do you want? What's your rider? What's your rider?
I want sour.
For
I want
August
Sour
6th,
Patch
what's your
Kids.
rider?
I want Sour Patch Kids,
But only the red ones.
separated into individual piles, colors. Like I want them all
C- or
separated.
CBD or whatever. Like
No, just Sour Patch Kids, and I want all the good different flavors separated.
Where does the fresh ginger go?
You know what? I eat ginger. I take care of that at home. I don't trust you guys with that, so I take care of
My own
that on
ginger?
my own. Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
do eat ginger every
Is that
day.
it?
Ginger
Just
root.
fucking.
Well, I have time.
So
I'll let you know Thursday.
Universe out there.
I'll let you know
all
Thursday.
He wants, all he wants is Sour Patch Kids on Friday. So throw those at him on stage.
No.
You know someone's bringing
said
them now.
no.
Cool.
You know someone's bringing them.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sister's gonna bring it.
We definitely appreciate the bands though. They're just like, it's straight up normal. You want a bottle of Jameson, no problem. You want three cases of beer, Modelo or whatever, awesome, no
Yeah,
problem.
those are always easy.
You want some sandwiches, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like,
when you
I
get
just want to. I want to be hydrated and not starving.
Right.
Like, can you guys handle that?
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
yeah. we
And
all
half
do.
the time, the managers are the punisher.
Yeah.
The artist doesn't even know he has a bottle.
Sure.
Right.
This fool don't know half
No,
the
the
states on his
manager's
rider.
back there with his chick that he's trying to impress, and like, oh yeah, opening bottles and shit. That's not for you.
Yeah, they're on stage. They're
Yeah.
on stage. He's like, babe, I got all this
Yeah.
stuff right here. Like,
That happens a lot.
Yep.
But yeah, guys that I mean, like
so
you
become
said,
a manager. That's what I hear.
yeah,
All right,
like
got
I
it,
think
got
I think the craziest thing we've ever had was a 1942 bottle for Warren G, and then
Don Julio.
Hennessy DJ Quick wanted some Hennessy, so just bottles.
I could
basically
drink a
just
whole
bottles.
Hennessy fifth. So
Yeah.
call it a problem. I call it a gift.
Wow, those guys. I mean, like because we deal with a lot of hip hop artists on
Yep.
the Rumble, so all they really want is bottles, and then micheladas, and then we'll do tacos. We'll cool with tacos. You know what I mean? And that's it. I mean, they've always been easy, fairly easy.
Can't wait. And mine will not be easy.
No,
Mine will
yeah.
all fulfill.
I know this
I want it
DJ.
fulfilled to the letter.
I know this DJ that has to have like salted almonds.
That's good.
A pack of white T-shirts, a bottle of vodka, and like, who know,
See,
who the
I would,
fuck you are?
and I couldn't have like if I was gonna have that list, it would not be a pack of white T-shirts. It would be a pack of a specific brand.
Standards.
Stafford from JCPenney.
Yeah.
I want
They
Stafford
don't
from
even make JCPenney
JCPenney.
anymore. They don't even-
I want Stafford from JCPenney and like
Go to
if
Greenspans and find a pack.
If you try to bring me some Hanes or
Yeah.
fucking whatever other, Pro Club or Fruit of the Loom,
No.
Gildan, none of these are going to be accepted. I want Staffords.
Ben Davis.
Fuck yeah, and even
Specific colors.
the gangster fucking Staffords would be to get the tall sizes too, not just like not a large T-shirt, large tall.
Yeah.
So it fucking comes down way
your
to your
knee,
knees.
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Woo!
Josh already has his Sharpie in hand, ready to cross that shit out.
That's right. You are right.
But I always
You're
heard
like,
I always
nope.
heard that the bands that did that were bands that were like touring and shit, so they didn't have time to stop. So they would say like a
we
pack.
get tube socks does it a lot.
Tube socks,
a lot of
Sure,
riders, yeah.
we just want clean
Oh,
socks.
really?
I
Yeah.
bet.
Oh shit!
Because
I
you're
don't
on
know- I don't know
tour,
if
you're
they're
not going to
above
stop.
washing or what, but I guess they just one and done. Wear them and throw them out the window.
I used to know that like one of the most gangster moves that I ever heard of like a tattooer making was, I don't even know if this is true, but I'll repeat it like it was, Mike Wilson.
Urban legend.
That when he would go tattooing and he would just bring like and buy clothes there and leave them, like just buy clothes for whatever, and then just fucking ditch them. Like I don't want to pack, I don't want to worry about any of this shit. Like I want to bounce into town, hit it, and then fucking leave again.
That sounds pretty dope.
But then again, if you're making fucking some serious cash on tattooing, because a couple hours is
And
gonna
buy-
equal a couple $100
yeah,
bucks,
buy a
so
bullshit
you can
t-shirt.
afford to go buy
Yeah,
some
buy
fucking
t-shirt. Or
Yeah.
most time it's like
Walmart
shop
brand.
It's like shop t-shirts. Like they're giving
Oh, yeah.
here's a couple t-shirts.
Wear
I gotta
these.
buy some jeans and some tube socks. You'd be good.
Roll up 2 pair of jeans and a pair of shorts and put it in your backpack. Couple pair of underwear. Let's
You're
roll.
fine, man.
Oh yeah.
You're good.
I don't even wear underwear.
I showed up.
I do.
remember the first time I went to Peru, they sent like a list of like this is.
Wait,
this is-
the first time, like
I've been to Peru
you're
twice.
in Peru a lot of times.
I've been
Okay.
to Peru twice, but the first time there was like the place that I was going gave a list. Like here's what you should bring, and I believed them. So I brought everything on this list, which is like 2 like giant like I brought like a big ass like a big backpack and a big like suitcase. And I get there and meet up with this fucking tour group, and it's like a bunch of hippies and hikers and all this shit. And these fools have like a backpack. Yeah, and I'm like
With a
dragging
glass bottle
and
of
I'm
water.
like dragging all this shit like down cobblestone street, like don't, like this is not made. So I was like ditching clothes as soon as I got there, and I was like, oh no, these fucking liars! I'm like ditching things everywhere I go. I was like, I'm just stuff them in trash cans or give shirts to people. Like I was just trying to get rid of shit as I went. So yeah,
Don't be taken by
Ayahuasca.
the man.
He's done ayahuasca.
Oh, that's
out
what I was
there.
down there for, to do fucking.
We should do
psychedelic
we should
trip.
do an ayahuasca like episode.
I mean, if there was some way to get like some kind of shaman or whatever in here to do it, like I
That would
would
be
like to
crazy.
talk to. I would like to
Yeah.
talk to, but I don't want to like do ayahuasca.
Why not?
That's not for public. Well, because one, you have to do it in ceremony. This
Yeah,
is not
true,
like
true.
this is not recreational drugs.
What I'd like to do it and then come back and talk about it.
Sure, that would be the shit. I would do that.
Yeah. Well, Josh, thank you very much for coming out. I mean,
Hell
it's
yeah.
quick as it went by, but
Thank
That
you
was
for
over
having
an
me.
hour. That was over an hour. That was so
Yeah.
fast. I got so many more questions. We gotta have Josh come back.
We
though.
do. We
Anytime.
will.
I would love
man.
to. I would love to. I really
You know
appreciate
what?
you guys having me out.
We'd like to.
yeah.
Next time we'll bring him and we'll bring his brother and then Ramon too. They're all buddies.
We
and
all
we're
work
all buddies, but
ta-
they all
in
work together.
tandem, yeah.
Yeah, they all work together, and I'm sure they have all kinds of great
War
stories.
stories.
My brother was in the band, so he can tell you from the band side of things. He actually did Warped Tour. Both my brothers did.
Yeah.
And now he runs a studio in Fullerton, and he's got a lot of good band stories. He's got a lot of big bands that come through. his
Oh,
studio,
nice.
so-
He's recorded an album for the Bronx.
Yep.
Oh,
Dude, and when I went to go see them, they opened up for the Bouncing Souls in L.A. And man, I tell you, they stole that show.
Bronx
I
did?
had never seen the Bronx.
Yeah.
I'd seen the Bronx and K-Rock when they first did their thing, but when I saw them opening up for the Bouncing Souls on the, I think your brother actually worked on that album.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit,
Bronx are
they
good.
fucking killed it, bro. I was like, God damn. And the show he put on, jumping in the crowd, doing this whole thing, man, I was just like, fuck.
Do you
Bouncing
listen
Souls?
to Mariachi Bronx?
No.
Have you ever heard any of it?
No, I haven't.
I'd be interested to say I like Mariachi Bronx more than I like the Bronx. Like I really
It's good.
like-
It's real good.
and
I'll
I was
check
like,
it out.
it'd be interesting, but I don't listen to mariachi music, so I don't
Yeah.
know if they make shitty mariachi music that I just happen to like.
Well, they're they're
you know-
really good as themselves. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
Mariachi
that
Bronx is great.
Yeah.
But what's funny is there's an El Torito right like a block from my work, so we end up there a lot for lunch. And Mariachi El Bronx is the soundtrack at El Torito.
Spectacular.
I don't know if
That's
anyone knows
fresh.
that, but every time we're in there, it's Mariachi El Bronx at El Torito.
I've
Like,
always been reckless.
that's the song.
I knew.
I heard it today. I was there today.
That's such a good song. to
It's
play
funny
today.
because I don't think anyone else realizes that. That's
like
the
that. That's a
Bronx.
bunch of white
Yeah.
dudes
Yeah.
from Silver Lake right there. What is going on?
Yeah.
and we got the child actors. Check out our song quarantine sessions. We'll do that, man. We'll definitely do that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna write that down right
yeah.
now.
they were like, great episode.
Thank you guys.
And we'll
I'll put
love
that
it.
in my Nizotes.
And we'll definitely bring them back. And I know your brother has made the drink for the Warped Tour called the Force. We'll have them come out and we'll do that together. And
Wait, the Force?
yeah, it's
So the barbecue band, like I was telling you how the band would play, they're the hardest working band on the tour, right? So they had to go shopping. You'd go to Costco or you go to Walmart and you'd even ask for like day old bread. So you'd buy as many, dozens of hamburger buns or whatever.
Sure, what you got in here that's old?
yeah, we'll take that.
Also, another way to make money because you didn't get really paid, right? You got a couple $100 or whatever for playing the show, just enough for gas. So you were allowed to do a bar at the barbecue, but you had to pay for that and then sell it. But you'd sell it cheap. No one's coming out to buy $8 drinks. It's
Yeah.
like, so you buy Dixie cups or whatever. So what they would do is they would make something called the Force, and what they would do is they would take a 24 pack of Natty Ice
Oh,
into a cooler. Then they take a handle of only the finest like pop-off vodka, the plastic bottle, dump that into the Natty Ice, and then 2 cans of remember the Minute Maid frozen pink lemonade?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
You dump the 2 frozen things, give it, all on ice, give it a big shake, and they'd sell that for about $2 a cup. And it messed
You're
people
out killing
up.
people. Yeah, you're killing people with
Yeah.
that.
People
shit.
love that because they drink that at 11 p.m. They'd have 2 or 3 cups of that. Then they go in their bunk on the bus and they'd be out for
by the way, is this the punk rock version of Jungle Juice?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
This, oh,
They called it
shit.
the Force, but it lasted for
Force,
several years. And people were making it
yeah.
because it was super cheap to make. But they'd sell, like I said, they'd sell it for they'd make $100 off it or whatever, so enough to
Yes.
eat McDonald's. Yeah. But
Yeah.
good times.
Because you're not going to get a brisket, Fletcher. Thank you.
You know what? But before you go, and I know we could probably talk about this, but I know towards the end of the tour, they weren't traveling as much, but then they stuck around for X amount of cities, right? When they kind of went towards the end, right? It was
Warped
I
Tour.
think they
Yeah.
only did like Ventura, and then they only did like
Well, I think
Mona.
the second to last year, if I'm not wrong, they did a very shortened version of the tour.
Yeah.
So it wasn't nearly as many cities. And then the final year they did it, they just did 2 shows.
Yeah.
So they did one in Northern California and they did one on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And that was the last of the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Or as far as we know.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, make them back.
Yeah, that sounded like
I mean, it did sound like there was no chance. You know?
Yeah.
It definitely sounded like
the Force will
there's
be
a
back.
possibility.
Northern
Oh,
California
shit.
have a bigger scene for this kind of music versus down here? 'Cause
no, they did. Where did they do it? I think was it the Sleep Train Amphitheater. They did it in the parking lot there, but they did a lot of Warped Tours there too. So I don't know. I'm not sure what the. I never asked Kevin what the reasoning was where he picked those locations. He did that and he did New Jersey on the boardwalk. So, but I don't know why. I don't know what the significance was for those
Sure.
2 cities, as opposed to like doing Pomona or something else.
Yeah. Damn.
Right on. Well, thank you, sir, for coming down,
Yeah, man.
spreading some knowledge, some joy, some positivity.
Great times.
And thank you from the Dungeon Podcast, West Coast Pop Rock Podcast, the best live podcast in the
That's
world.
right. Number
Thank you.
1. With
That's
a bullet.
right. Every Tuesday night, make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends. You can get this on the local music experience.
Ooh, every 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Wednesdays for your drive to and from work. Or if you're a lazy fuck, you don't have a job, you're good too. Just listen to it. It doesn't matter.
But you think they're getting up that early? But they're not, because you can get them in the afternoon when they're
Yeah.
finally waking
Yeah.
up for
Yo,
their wake and
sure.
bake session.
That's like at 4 p.m. That's like my version of like 11 in the morning.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And of course, don't forget to put your dancing shoes on August 6th. The West Coast Pop Rock Podcast live out of Long Beach. Boomers. We're going to put the boom in that motherfucker.
Butt naked.
And then we have next Tuesday, Marlene of the Rhythm Shakers will be on with us. Here talking about music and
Talk about shaking.
shaking. Shaking August 6th.
Ooh.
We out.
We out.